to M-Class Emails. That's our new theme song, I guess.
I don't even know what the theme song to this is anymore.
You know, I hear it constantly, but I never remember this one. I remember the one for M-Class Podcast.
Yeah, it's real spooky 80s, spooky.
It's like a horror movie, like a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah, it's a little John
soundtrack.
Carpenter-y. It's a little, Twilight Zone from the 80s.
It's like a Stranger Things B theme.
Yeah, it's little Stranger Things.
Anyway, I'm Jeff.
I'm Josh.
And on this program, we read your emails and give you as close to an answer as we can humanly get.
Which is really anything anyone can ask of us.
So, depending on the emails we get.
We do not feel good today.
No. Josh fell asleep.
Yeah.
And I have a cold coming on and barely slept last night. So we're both fucked.
I thought maybe you were not feeling good because you had to draw so much recently. Maybe you were.
Well, yeah, that's my wrist hurts like a motherfucker. Half
You need
the
like one of those
now.
bowling wrist things.
like the Jesus.
Yeah, like the Jesus. You gotta lick the pencil with the tip of your
Oh,
tongue.
Jesus. Yeah, I get it.
Don't fuck with the Jesus.
My wrist hurts like half the time, and then I do like these stupid stretches that make me look like a dum-dum, but it feels better afterwards.
Well, I mean, as long as it makes it feel good. I'm not judging anybody
Hey,
for the
if it makes you
stretches they
feel
do.
good, do it.
Yeah, that's right. What do you think I'm doing right now? My stretches, quote unquote.
He's stretching his pecker.
Oh, pecker. Pecker is such like a weird word for a dick. It's like the weirdest one.
I get it. I get what it means, right?
Sure.
But
Yeah, it has
it's dumb
yeah.
as fuck.
It's not the best one. It's
Anyway.
not the best one.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Our first email is from Bob,
Hi, Bob.
who says, "Hey, Turek boys!
Boys.
It's me, that person from Twitter you don't know, Devin
Hi.
at Pezcore87.
Okay. Good to see you.
I don't really have anything special to talk about, so I'll just ask a dumb Star Trek hypothetical.
Okay.
Which of these characters would make the best one-night stand and why? And you have to
Oh,
pick
wow.
either or.
This is a great question.
Question 1, Picard or Cisco? And Cisco is the answer.
Yeah, Cisco.
Cisco would, he would ravage you. It would be
Yeah.
a one-night stand to remember.
Yeah, Picard's got too many rules about who he's gonna fuck. Like, he's real, like
He's staunch.
picky. He's real, yeah, he's a picky boy. He needs all these, like, requirements to be in place to fuck somebody.
You just fall in love with Picard anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what happened to...
You marry
that's what
Picard,
happened
you
to
don't-
Vosh.
Well, exactly. But even then, it took him a while to be like, oh, I guess I'll fuck her.
That episode is weird because it like makes Picard out to have like all these character traits that he just never has again after that
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Hey, man,
Anyway,
Ryza does that to you.
question 2, Spock or Data? And Data is fully functional.
Yeah, Data could probably, like, do all kinds of stuff. Unless it's Spock during the Pon farr.
It's true.
But
Spock
who
during the
knows?
Pon farr is just trying to inseminate, right? I don't think he would really care about like how you feel.
Yeah, but
He's trying
sometimes
to
that's good,
inseminate
though,
your
right?
butt.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I got stuff to do later.
3, Bones or the Voyager EMH?
Oh, we got Bones.
It'd have to be Bones. They don't
Yeah.
call him Bones for nothing. If you know what I'm saying.
Bones has 2 dicks, confirmed.
What?
Bones.
He's
It's
got
plural.
multiple bones.
Multiple bones.
I'm saying it's 'cause he bones.
Oh, Bones. Got it.
You know that he bones.
Yeah, well, yeah. He boned one of the Daxes.
Yeah, that's true. The gymnast.
Yeah, whichever one that is.
The 4th one is the real difficult question.
Okay.
Kai Wynn or Moogie?
Oh, not Kai Wynn.
Yeah, Kai Wynn would like make my pee-pee go back up in me.
Yeah, it would be like instant softness.
Yeah, so I guess Moogie?
Moogie.
No!
Moogie.
Brother?
Brother. Moogie. Moogie. At least Moogie, like, I don't know, she's been around, man, and she got that, she's got that Zach money now, so.
I guess.
And they live on Ryza, so hey, it's like anything goes, man. Go to Ryza, fuck a Ferengi lady who's 97
not
years
trying to
old.
fuck a Ferengi.
Hey, maybe it's great. Who knows?
I feel like they would be very greedy lovers.
Sometimes it's Jeff. Sometimes that's good.
How? How is that good?
Because they're it's insatiable. It's like their
Like,
quest
I'm not
for
trying to get a
Latinum.
one pump chump Ferengi, okay? I guess it went back to being gay. It was straight for a minute because it was kind of Winter Moogie.
Yeah, well, sure. I mean, whatever, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Whatever.
Thanks for everything you beautiful boys do. I love you both. P.S.
Thank you.
I haven't written an email in literally 10 years, so I hope you're proud of yourself, Jeff.
That's incredible.
I am super proud of myself now.
That's incredible that he hasn't written an email in 10 years.
Like, I'm jealous, honestly.
I wish I could never write an email again.
Our next email is from John Mulhawk.
Cool name.
He said, knock yourself out with that pronunciation. It's Molhoek. I think it's Mulhawk.
Molehawk? Yeah, that's what I would say.
Hi, guys. Big fan of Jolie Bendo here.
Hell yeah, Jolie Bindo.
Where is
Fuck
that
yeah.
coming from? Your streams?
I don't know. We talked about Jolie Bindo, I think.
Did we?
I think so.
Maybe.
I think we did with Kevin.
Oh, yeah. This is old. I saw your
Yeah.
tweet asking for emails, so I'm excited to send this too late for the recording and get made fun of in 2 weeks. It's definitely only been 2 weeks as well.
For sure.
So
For sure.
it hasn't been exactly a month since we
Yes,
got
no.
this email or anything.
2 weeks. That's from Total Recall.
I know. I
You got
get
it, you got it.
references. I've been a fan of the Josh Tenu Potomatic universe since Syndication Station was merely a twinkle in Mike Sadorf's eye. So yeah, long time, first time, I guess.
Nice, thank you.
Unless you count trying to make people laugh in the continue streams with a shitty Flyman impression, or that one time I saw Josh give a source for some redhead porn on Reddit. Thanks again, man.
Wait, did I do that?
I'm sure you did. Does that not
That's
sound like
possible.
something you would do?
Hey, if somebody's asking for who a porn star is and I know it, I'm gonna hook him up, dude.
That's true. You gotta be
I have a
nice to other
library.
people's dicks.
Yeah, I'm like a library of porn stars in my brain, so like I'm gonna hook people up if I can.
Truly a service to mankind.
Somebody's got to do it. I'm like a scribe. I'm just writing down porn star names in my fucking castle.
You're like an oracle. People come
what I
from
meant to say,
miles
oracle.
around to ask questions of the porn oracle.
I'm like the Delphi, the porn oracle of Delphi.
And so I'm not just making Jeff read me suck Josh's dick over here. I wanted to say I unironically loved that Woodman Inktober you did, and I'm on your side about never watching Battlestar.
On your side.
I didn't know I had a side, but yeah.
It's a battle.
It's a Battlestar.
Galactic. Watch it.
Anyway, your show has gotten me back into Star Trek.
Hell yeah.
I started watching TNG in high school to impress this girl I wanted to... What's a Star Trek word for bang? Fully functional... there's something there.
They probably don't say bang. They probably say, I don't know. Maybe
They say make love a lot.
Make love. Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that, though. Let's go with finger.
Hot Dickens.
Hot Dickens.
Spelled like Dickens the writer.
Got it.
But then she moved to Pittsburgh and I stopped. Thanks to you guys, I finished TNG and I'm halfway through DS9 and I'm actually liking it a lot more.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Something about being a bunch of nobodies on the frontier versus the best of Starfleet really appealed to me. Of course, an insane amount of crazy shit still happens at this random station, but that's protagonist for you.
That's storytelling.
So, my question. I was always more of a Star Wars kid, and that expanded universe tangent y'all got on last emails app was a highlight. And I would seriously listen to a whole cast about the great shit in EU books, games, and comics.
Yeah.
Disney and J.J. Abrams shredded and burned.
Yeah.
I like J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams is good.
But with Star Trek, I don't really hear anyone talk about anything besides the series and films. Is there anything worthwhile outside that? Books, comics, and games? I know Josh loves Star Trek Online. Does it achieve things from a storytelling perspective comparable to the on-screen Star Trek?
Yes, I will go to bat for Online a great amount. It's first of all, a lot of it is canon because CBS owns the game. And so, like, whenever there's a new story arc, like, that arc has to be approved by, like, whoever CBS, like, sends to do that job. And it fixes a lot of the shit that, like, gets messed up by the JJ verse. Like, and there's really good stories in it. Like, sometimes I'll be like, that's a really fucking clever way to deal with that story in a game where you're, like, the main character, right? But, like, you're also playing with characters who, like, are being voiced by the actors who played them almost all the time. I don't know. Like, the game really is great. I can't... If you like Star Trek, you should be playing the game. I don't know. That's all.
I've never played Star Trek Online.
I know, Jeff. And you've never seen Battlestar Galactica.
I'm just a black hole of a human being, I guess.
You're like a void.
There's a Star Trek point-and-click game.
Mm-hmm.
There's the 25th anniversary version of it available on Steam, and it's actually basically like the lost episodes of the original Star Trek series. It's actually really fucking good. And it's completely voiced by the original cast.
Yeah. There's another game I used to play a lot too, Star Trek Armada 2, and it's got Patrick Stewart is in it whole game. And that's a pretty cool story.
He's actually in Star Trek Elite Forces as well.
Yeah, yes.
Elite Forces 1 and 2 are actually really fucking fun first-person shooter games.
Yeah.
And in 2, I don't know if you can in 1, but in 2, you go to Starfleet Command. You go to Starfleet headquarters in San Francisco, and you can just walk around the entire campus.
That's awesome.
And you can just go into buildings and go up to people's offices and shit. It's really cool.
There's in STO there's a special room, a classroom you can go to, and it's specifically for our peers to play like they're in a classroom.
Oh yeah?
It's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I've read a few Star Trek novels, and they've all been original series novels. I haven't read any of the next-gen novels or anything. I know there's a big series of next-gen novels that take place during that time period that were written by Peter David.
Yeah.
About some captain named Calhoun.
Ooh. Calhoun.
And those are apparently really popular, but the original series novels I've read are all garbage, especially the ones written by fucking William Shatner himself.
Shatner, yeah. Yeah, I've read a shitload of Star Wars novels, but I've never read a Star Trek novel.
Wow.
I don't know why. I don't
thought you
really
were
know
a
why.
Trek boy.
Uh-oh, Trek boy status in question. Oh shit, I better think of a good, clever John Larroquette fact of the day to get me back in on this.
We will convene the tribunal at noon.
You are sentenced to a life on Aurora Penthe.
Might happen, Josh.
For the remainder of your life.
You are sentenced to be fired from this podcast unceremoniously.
No!
And then you spin off into space in, like, the Phantom Zone.
The Phantom Zone. You'd think I'd be used to this by now.
I've not read a whole lot of the novels. The ones I've read were TOS and they sucked, but people go to bat pretty heavy for the Peter David novels.
I would check them out. Now that I know about them, I never knew about them. So
I know about them. You'll think this is funny, I'm sure. I know about them because Dr. Solar is in them.
Oh. Yeah, okay, that's cool.
Because
you love her?
I'm sexually attracted to Dr. Solar, so...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we all know, Jeff.
Fictionally stalked her from the TV show into the books.
Into the books. I wonder what Solar's up to, and then she appears in a book, and like you see it on her Facebook. Just showed up in a David, whatever the hell book.
Peter David wrote a really great, really long series of Hulk comic books.
Okay.
What was that laugh about?
I just think that's a strange jump.
Yeah, from the Hulk to Star Trek. He also wrote quite a few episodes of Star Trek.
Oh, okay. Well, that's awesome then. But, no, I would seriously be into checking those out. I would love to read some of that.
So there's my somewhat Star Trek related question for your podcast where you occasionally talk about Star Trek.
That's a great question.
Can't wait to hear back next week. In the meantime, Trek Boys!
Trek Boys! I can't yell too loud because I just can't.
You got neighbors?
No, I don't have neighbors anymore. They got evicted.
Good. No, I'm kidding.
Good.
Our next email is from @Dusselapod on Twitter, MySpace, Club Penguin, and Habbo Hotel.
Club Penguin, holy shit. It's not around anymore.
Hey, Trek Boys.
Trek Boys.
Trek Boys. Big time, long time. Been a fan of Josh since he first showed up on Continue and have followed him through most of the podcast he stumbled through. I wanted to suggest a Voyager episode. Season 2.
Can you write my Wikipedia article for me?
I wanted to suggest a Voyager episode. Season 2, Episode 3, Projections. I know Voyager dips into a lot of episodes that revolve around the whole thing taking place in the holodeck or it wasn't real, but this episode is pretty good and even kind of sad.
Let me look it up here. I've seen them all.
I hope you read this on the podcast and use my name in the subject line, not my email. I don't need maniacs emailing me. Thanks, keep on trekking. I highlighted this because we got a lot of emails I had to go through of people being like, hey, you should watch this episode.
Oh, for like good episodes or for bad episodes?
I don't know. No one said.
No one said? Because we're doing bad episodes right now, but I don't know.
If you guys want to send us episodes, that's cool because we do need to figure out where we're going to go after the bad episodes. But give us like a topic for that episode as well so we can find some more stuff to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you guys do the work for us, and that's like way better than us having to do the work.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything.
I would like to not do any work ever.
Yeah, that'd be great.
No, thanks. Thanks though. I appreciate that, Dusselapod. We might look into that one. We got a lot of Trek.
The one where he gets sent to the Jupiter station and yeah, this one's not bad.
Yeah, I know that one.
And he meets the doctor who's him.
Fuck, I can't remember his name, but
Dr.
yeah.
fucking, I can't remember
Dr.
his name either.
What's his fucking face?
Louis Zimmerman.
Yeah. Dr. Zim Salabim.
And Zim Salabim is in Deep Space Nine too, right?
Yeah, he is, and he's an asshole in that.
He's a super dickhead.
Our next email is from Joe Anime. I'm sure that's his real last name.
Joe Anime, yeah.
He says, hey guys, it's me. I was the kid with the Spock t-shirt on Twitter. I remember
Nice.
that. Hey guys, first time, long time. I've been a fan since they called you New Dom on Continue. And as for that guy, I always liked your stories better on Fantasy Fiction, Josh.
Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
Jeff, who is your favorite common writer? When I heard you had a writer podcast, I flipped my lid. I really like Decade, Common Rider 2, Black, and V3.
Grasshopper.
My favorite Common Rider is Common Rider Joker.
Let me look this up. I don't know anything about this show.
No, Josh has never heard of it until he met me.
Common. I spelled it like Common, like
no,
the rapper.
K-A-M-E-N.
Yeah, Cayman.
Like the island.
Oh, I see him. He's cool. He's like purple.
Yeah, he's dope.
He looks cool.
I like Kamen Rider Joker, the original Kamen Rider, Black. I like a lot Kamen Rider Black. And
what's Black look like?
Black is also really cool looking.
Oh, he's like Oh yeah, I like that. I like this because this is like Ultraman-ish, you know.
Yeah,
obviously,
it's made by like the rival studio.
Yeah. Okay.
They've been around for just about as long as each other. Like Kamen Rider came later because Ultraman
Yeah, merchandising
goes by...
action figure toy. Got it.
Oh, for sure. It's like a children's television commercial for action figures. But
I mean, I love Power Rangers, so I mean, I get it.
So yeah, those are my favorites. I like Rider 2 and V3 as well. A Decade I'm not so keen on, but I understand why people like them.
There's so many of them.
There's fucking 70 years worth of Kamen Riders.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Look at V3. He's like a bumblebee, man.
V3 is a dragonfly.
He's got like a vampire cloak on.
Yeah. He's got like a little fucking like high cloaked like Dracula thing going on.
He's got like a Dracula look.
V3 is great because he doesn't just like beat up his opponents. He like makes a fucking fool out of them and tricks them and then beats them up.
That's what I do with my opponents.
I know. I've seen you on Twitter.
It's a battleground, man. You gotta...
I know.
Put up your dukes!
So, fucking Kevin Cole tweeted earlier, this is gonna date this for fucking ever, but he tweeted that in fantasy worlds now, he's gonna translate the internet into like a swirling maelstrom of magic.
Oh my god,
and if you shove your head into it, you gain knowledge, whether it be like from the other side of the world, or like how to make an egg, or like...
how to make an egg.
Like where to find the best new shoes, but you have no idea what information you're getting when you shove your head in.
It just ages you.
And he said you get like 2d6 emotional damage every time you use it, and I was like, just like the real internet.
That's the real internet, man. Spend enough time there, you start hearing like footsteps behind you. You're like, someone making fun of me.
Kevin Cole is the funniest boy.
He's great.
People don't give him the credit he deserves. He's amazing.
No, he's great. He's amazing.
Anyway, my question for the emails episode: what are your favorite pieces of technology? Is it the Wrath of Khan Type 2 phaser or the TNG era medical tricorder with that little pop-out scanning module?
Oh, I love when Dax loves that thing. That's such a great moment.
As you can probably tell, I love the tricorder.
Yeah, the tricorder is great. I don't know. I don't like the phasers really at all. They're just kind of like things.
Really?
Like,
I love the Type 2 original series phaser. It's
the original
sci-fi.
series ones are fun. Yeah.
Like it's 100% like 50s and 60s sci-fi. It's a little ray gun and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that ray gun look to stuff.
I don't like the TNG phaser at all. It's like a little handheld vacuum cleaner that shoots out a laser.
The first one is terrible.
Yeah.
And then they have like the remote control garage door opener one, which is like terrible.
Well, in TOS they had those too. They like
they had those too,
on top of the Type 2 phaser, and you pull it out.
You pull it off.
1.
Yeah.
Which
you can get those in the game.
I have one actually.
That's cool. Like I don't dislike that stuff. I don't know. I don't think I could pick like one thing. I think my favorite moment in Star Trek like history, I guess, would be like the new ships that they've made after the revamp, right? Like the Enterprise D is like the first of like we're updating Starfleet, you know?
That's true. Like,
and I like the Akira class ships, and I like the Sabers, and I like I just like all the new like ships that they make. I think it's so cool.
Josh loves ship porn.
I do love ship porn. I love it. It's awesome. I
guess my favorite piece of technology in Star Trek is the fucking oh my god, I'm so tired I've lost words.
It's okay. Just
it makes food and objects.
The replicator?
Replicator.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, yes.
Because without the replicator, Star Trek wouldn't exist. There would be no Starfleet.
I love when before Keiko and O'Brien's wedding, when Worf is looking at things on the replicator to give them.
Yeah.
And it's just showing him a bunch of shit, like, here's a plate, here's a vase, like... And can you imagine?
I love that in the future, like, you just go to the same machine where they could go. The person you're buying the gift for could go to the machine and be like, I want a plate. And the plate will come out. And you go to the machine and get them a plate.
It adds like a great dimension to like the idea of gift giving then, because like now you really have to think about it, right?
You have to figure out something that they would like, but they haven't thought to get for themselves.
Right, they haven't thought about, yeah. Because you could just be like, well, I just got one of those out of the magic machine that makes things. Yeah. That's a great, yeah, replicators are great.
The replicator is definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
I think the phaser has a place in my heart, like deep down in my heart, because every weapon we have now is meant to kill you.
Right.
There are a few weapons like a stun gun or something that's not
or like a
meant
rubber
to kill
bullets.
you,
Yeah.
but it still can kill you.
Right.
But the phaser was designed with a stun setting specifically in mind that will not kill you when it hits you.
Right. I like that phasers are kind of reverse guns, right? Like they're guns, but they're not guns in the sense that they're not meant to. Like guns only kill people. That's the only thing they do.
That's all they're for. And
and phasers are meant to knock you out or incapacitate you.
Phasers are for incapacitating threats. They're not for killing.
They're defensive weapons. They're not offensive weapons.
They're really defensive weapons in a way that guns can never be.
Right, gun. Yeah, even like a rubber bullet. Like if you get hit in the face, like that might kill you.
You'll still get killed. And it speaks so like heavily to the utopian ideals of Starfleet and the Federation that even the weapons that they use, and when they have to use weapons, have a built-in function to not kill.
Right,
and that means a lot to me.
Yeah, no, I agree with. I like that.
That's one of the things that makes me so interested in security in Starfleet, because they keep creating throughout the series better and better ways to not kill your opponent.
Yeah, we also live in America where, like, especially now, cops are just like, hey, let's just shoot people. And you're like, but wait, you're the police. Like, you should think of a different way to do that. Like, don't just shoot people.
Don't you have a stun gun, like, right next to that?
Don't you have, like, all this money and technology? Can't you just, like, figure out a way to, like, not kill people right away? Like,
we live in, like, the worst version of the future.
Yeah.
And Star Trek is the best version, and there's so many contributing factors to that, but one of the biggest to me is the technology built around, like, combat isn't built for warfare, it's built for peacekeeping.
Right.
Like, even ships' phasers have settings to not actually destroy ships when they hit them.
Right, it's all about, like, hit the engines to stop them, or hit the shields
use, a low-grade burst in order to stop them.
There's a great line in Enterprise where they talk about when they first get the photon torpedoes. They're like, it can knock an antenna off of a ship, or it can put a crater in a moon the size of a city. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, you got a whole bunch of range there.
That's true. And I mean, they talk about, in TOS, they talk about using the phasers, like, the phasers were designed for combat, but they're mostly used for destroying stray asteroids.
Right.
And that's Starfleet, you know?
Yeah, that's You need to have the ability to go to war, but the idea of war is abhorrent.
Yeah.
So
that's my interest in tactical. That's why I would be wearing a red shirt or a gold shirt, and as the case may be in time.
Depending on where you're at.
Because security and tactical in Starfleet interests the shit out of me.
You should watch Enterprise. There's a whole thing
I'm like
this.
slowly but surely starting to watch Enterprise. Like, on one of the last podcasts, I recommended people to start watching it. Even
what?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
I had to have, because there's an email coming up where somebody says I did, so it happened, I guess.
Well, maybe it was me. Maybe they think I'm you. Who knows?
People do.
We are the same.
People do tend to attribute stuff one of us said to the other a lot. I notice.
It's confusing. I get it. We kind of look similar too, so I get it.
Like, we're player 1 and player 2 in like an NES game. We're just like palette swaps.
I'm like the Luigi to your Mario.
Yeah. Well, people do like Luigi better, so I guess that works out.
People love Luigi.
I love Luigi as well. I love Mario too. I love those fat brothers. You guys are totally awesome. Thanks for all you do. Live long and keep on shirting it.
Thank you. Great email.
You guys And guys, it broke my heart that you don't have many Trek figures between the two of you. The dusty old case in my house is full of figures.
I have a Data somewhere, and I have a Riker.
I've got a set of little plush. I got Kirk, Spock, McCoy, Uhura, Picard, and Worf.
We grew up in a time though when there weren't
sucked.
a whole lot of Star Trek toys. Like
You
you had to go out of your way to get Star Trek toys.
Yeah, they weren't like at Toys R Us though. You had to go to like a comic shop to get them.
Yeah, exactly. Or like even a con you had to go to. You couldn't just get these things. Yeah, they weren't great.
Toys today fucking rule, right? They look exactly like the thing they're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was G.I. Joe with paint on him to look like whatever character you wanted, kinda.
Yeah.
And that was it. But I think I mentioned before that I have an Enterprise A and the Enterprise D on my desk.
Yeah. I always want the figures, and honestly, I would just play with them because I love ships, and I would just play with the ships.
I fly them around sometimes. I take them off their little pedestal and fly them around.
Yeah, that's cool.
Anyway.
I'd go on Think Geek and get a bunch of shit if I were rich, but,
Yeah, money is not as free-flowing here as it is on Ferenginar.
Gotta get in with that Moogie. Moogie.
Swoop in behind Zach.
There it is. Got it.
You got it back. Fucking nailed it. We're back, baby.
We're back, boys.
Our next email is from Charles.
Hi.
Who says, "Hey there, Trek boys.
Trek boys.
I've been listening to the show for about a month now, and you guys have been doing great. Thank you. I've listened to all shows for movies, episodes I've watched, and I'm holding off on the others. Right now, I'm working my way through Enterprise on Jeff's suggestion. See?
Well,
I'm going to guess you actually suggested it.
I'm sure it was me. Yeah.
Although, I like it now. I'm not going to bash on it like I used to. It has its problems, but I like it for what it is.
It does, but there's a lot of good in there. There's a lot of good shit in that show.
Side note, this show is really dark, visually. I thought I was just complaining about it until I got to the episode that took place on a planet with no sun.
Oh, yeah, where they hunt people. Yeah,
Anyways.
they hunt the Dragons or whatever.
Oh, yeah. They end up in the fucking cave, right?
No, that's the one where they hallucinate. That's a good one.
Anyways, I got a quick pitch it or ditch it.
Oh, yeah.
The Enterprise D crew comes across a planet that has a beacon orbiting it, warning ships to destroy any spacecraft that try to leave. But the beacon comes from the Federation? After contacting Starfleet, Picard learns that the planet was part of a war with the early Federation that wouldn't stop because the planet refused to sign a peace treaty. Since the Federation faced exterminating an entire species, they decided the most humane solution was to trap them on the planet and prevent any other excursions out into space. The major conflict being with Picard struggling between following orders to destroy a warp reactor they found on
Oh man, this is great. I'm already pitching this. This is great.
And trying to find a more peaceful solution. The episode
This is
Oh, go ahead.
This is like a reverse Prime Directive. This is really good. I like this.
The episode ends with the ship taking off from the planet, exploding mid-launch due to a failure in the containment field. Landing on the planet and examining their database shows the launch was a last-ditch effort to escape from a plague that had killed off the rest of the species.
Oh my god, that's fucking crazy!
Picard is left alone in the ready room, wondering what he could have done.
This is amazing.
This is like a fucking genius episode, dude.
This is amazing.
This sounds like it would be a real episode that you're just describing to us. It's so fucking good.
This is great. Hell yes, this is great.
That's hard so good. Pitch it. And I've pitched things jokingly before. This is a 100% serious pitch.
This is a legit pitch, yeah. I would watch the fuck out of this.
This would make an amazing fan film if anyone's interested in working with Charles about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure Tim Russ is.
Well, yeah, true. You give that dude a sandwich, he's on board.
Did you say fan film?
He's already outside my house, just waiting.
Ding dong.
I heard someone say fan film.
Jeff, are you in there? I'm hungry.
You said fan film again. I heard it. Jeff. Thanks so much for writing in. That was really great.
That's a great one. Holy shit.
Our next email is from Boston Sean Dupree.
Oh, the inventor of Pitch It or Ditch It.
The creative mind behind such great Trek-centric quizzes as Pitch It or Ditch It. Good evening, Trek boys.
Good evening, Trek gentlemen.
Big fan of Omniscient Bones here. I'm noticing a pattern develop in the emails we're getting from people with big fan of.
Yeah, they love saying it.
But really, all there is to be a fan of in this. But really, that's all there is to be a fan of in this abysmal episode.
He's talking about Spock's brain,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
Good on the cast to try their best, though. The premise is so stupid, it's hard to remember how sexist the episode is.
Yeah, there's a lot of dumb shit that you forget, oh, right, it was 1967, and this is terrible.
There's a lot of dumbass 60s sexism in some episodes of TOS. They rise above it very rarely, but it does happen.
They do rise above it sometimes, but most of the time they're like, nah, broads is still broads.
I do love in, I rewatched City on the Edge of Forever.
Yeah.
As a palate cleanser, right after I finished Spock's brain.
Yeah, dude.
And there's a great scene where Edith Keeler is about to play piano or whatever, and one of the filthy bums is like, if she really wants to help a guy out, she could, and Kirk just goes, shut up.
Yeah.
And he goes, but, and he goes, shut up, stop talking now.
Well, he loves her.
He does. He does love her. It's painful, that episode.
That's a rough one. That's a great one, though.
You know, they changed that episode like a shit ton from the original version. Because the original version is written by fucking... Oh my god, why am I so dumb?
It's alright.
I'm sorry, everyone. Everybody's like screaming it. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about either. So that makes it even better. Fuck. I'm sorry, everybody.
Anyway.
I'm sorry, everybody.
No, it's okay. I'm trying. Let me look it up. City.
Yeah, I was actually looking it up that whole time. It's Harlan Ellison.
Oh, Harlan Ellison.
It was written by Harlan Ellison, and they made a graphic novel version of his version.
Yeah.
And it has like a dude selling drug gems that get you super high.
Oh, yeah.
Who gets lost in time, and they have to go find him, and like Spock is super racist against humans in it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you'll have that.
There's this really strange line. Here's your John Larroquette fun fact of the week for you.
Oh.
There's this really weird line where Spock is like, I know your liaisons with women have been port to port and call to call, and there have been no love with them. I am a Vulcan, not a eunuch, so I understand this very well. Which implies that not only is Kirk just banging broads port to port,
is Spock.
But Spock is too!
Spock's just like emotionlessly fucking people. Just whatever.
Whatever. I see why that didn't make it to air.
Yeah, I'm glad they changed it. It's a great episode of television.
It really is. It's one of my favorite episodes of Star Trek ever.
It's really great.
Anyway, so here are three fun pitches for you for episodes to have instead of Spock's brain.
Okay.
Pitch 1. A planet of Viking-like people are dying of alcohol poisoning, and the only way to save their civilization is hidden in Scotty's liver. Now. Just because he's Scottish doesn't mean he's a drunk.
Even though he is a drunk, I guess.
It's unrelated to his Scottishness, though.
Yeah, he's more just likes alcohol a lot.
I'm going to ditch it.
Ditch it, yeah. I love Scotty.
I would never subject James Doohan to that shit.
He's in space. Well, not anymore, he's not.
Not anymore.
He fell back down. Whoops.
Uh-oh. 2. A planet of Yakov Smirnovs are having trouble adjusting to the Federation. They need help from Chekhov's accent.
Federation doesn't prime directive you. Prime directive Federation's the Federation.
Yeah, it's super fucking hard ditch it.
Mega ditch it, dude.
3. Welchie!
Welchie!
Pitch it.
Yeah, I love Welshie. Fucking Welshie.
The wife just put Futurama on, so if you'll excuse me, ...
Nice.
Boston Sean.
Great.
Thanks for the email, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
Our next email is from Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Just Joe.
From Blade Runner 2049.
Hey, Josh and Jeff. I'm loving the show and want to thank you guys for finally convincing me to watch DS9. Hey.
You're welcome.
You made the right decision.
Yeah, we just helped you to make the right decision. You already knew the answer. We just helped you.
We helped you unlock it from the deepest recesses of your heart.
From your heart, yeah.
I'd been a big TNG fan since high school, but always struggled to get into the other series. But I'm now on season 4 of DS9, and I'm loving it.
Hell yeah.
An idea for a series might be episodes where the bad guys aren't so bad. For example, I, Borg from TNG, or Duet from DS9, or a bunch of others.
Those are great. Those are good. That's like really good.
That is a good one. I'll put that on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, Duet. Yeah.
They tend to be really good episodes, and the message in them are usually pretty evergreen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or season 3 of Enterprise. I mean, spoiler alert.
Uh-oh. Keep up the good work and keep on space magicking. No copyright. Regards, Joe. It's keep on trekking, right?
I'm calling my lawyers.
Keep on trekking.
Keep on trekking.
Our next email is from Sam.
Hi.
Who says, he types this out too, so I have to say it. Greetings, Trek Boy!
Trek Boy! Yeah, if they type it out like real long like that, hell yeah.
Since you're going through a list of worst episodes, I wanted to know what you think about the state of film and TV criticism on the internet. You can't swing a cat these days without hitting a college kid analyzing how cat swinging was so much better when he was 12, or a professionally published hot take on how cat swinging is really about post-pre-prior colonialism in the pseudo-modern Baroque age, if you assume the cat is a metaphor for Spain.
I think that in Red Letter Media they say it best in one of the episodes I watched recently. I think, or maybe it was you, Jeff. I don't remember.
Maybe I said something good?
Yeah, I forget. Sometimes I mix the two up, honestly. Somebody said, who I admire and like, it was either Jeff or these other people, that, or maybe it was me. I don't know. Maybe I said it. I don't know.
You should admire yourself.
I don't usually, but sometimes I say okay things. I would take criticism over abject fanboyism any day.
That was me.
Like, it was you. Okay, good. It was you. Yes.
I fucking hate abject fanboyism.
Yes.
Like, my favorite logo is on it, so it has to be good.
It's like liking a corporation or sticking up for a company. Like, why are you doing that? Like, don't do that. I think that's like part of the deal with the internet is you're gonna have this stuff, but like
you get both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, movies are really shitty now. Also, so. Like, they're really bad.
Movies, for the most part, are garbage. There are a few standouts. Like, the Blade Runner sequel was really good.
Oh my god, it's great.
That was a
amazing.
Great film.
I watched it like 3 times, and I was like, this is a great movie.
Yeah, there are some definite standouts like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're talking about, like, Transformers 30 and fucking... a remake of... Death Wish starring Bruce Willis?
Yeah. I don't know.
But why?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't
know. Sam continues, I used to eat this stuff up a few years ago, but since then I've found a good balance, mostly sticking to a handful of funny, insightful sources I feel like I can trust. Like the M-Class podcast. Order now!
Thank you.
I do appreciate that.
No, that's a good point though too. Like you can't like dive into this. Like you gotta walk away from it. You know what I mean? Like you can't. I don't read reviews of movies because like I need to see it and make my own opinion. And I think that's what the internet needs to. That's like the lesson of the internet is like people need to make their own decisions still, which they always had to do.
Yeah, the thing about like reviews is they're not supposed to make the decision for you. They're just supposed to inform you ahead of time of whether it's something you'd be interested in or not.
Right. If you want to be informed, you don't have to read a review. Like, who said you had to do that?
Back
right?
in the day, you'd be like, "Oh, there's this new movie coming out. It's called Encino Man. I don't know anything about it, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna look up this review in my newspaper or whatever."
Right.
And the review's like, Encino Man sucks dick because it has a lot of disgusting fart jokes and stoner humor. And you're like, well, I love fart jokes and stoner humor. I'm going to go see it.
Right.
That was reviews.
Right. Exactly.
And now reviews are like, this is abject garbage. And if you like it, you're a brain dead moron.
You're a fool. Yeah.
And it tells you nothing about the movie itself.
Right.
Reviews are tough. They're a tough nugget to swallow because no one's ever going to review anything exactly the way you feel they should. Right. So you should just take everything with a grain of salt. Like, your opinion does not have to line up with the people who are reviewing.
Exactly. And like I think you were saying in the email, like, you pick and choose the ones that entertain you. Like, reviewing should be also a form of entertainment because it should be. And why shouldn't it make you laugh? Like, you know, it's like Red Letter Media. Like, we talk about them all the time. Like, I enjoy that shit because it's funny as fuck. I love that shit. And I don't always agree.
Yeah, speaking of not lining up, like, I went and saw Black Panther the other day.
Yeah.
And I really liked Black Panther. I thought it was one of the better Marvel movies. Like, I thought it stood out above them, actually. It was better than most of them. I understand that it's just a Marvel movie. Like, some people are kind of blowing it up like it's the second coming of Jesus or whatever.
Right.
But it is just a Marvel movie. But it was a really good one. And Red Letter Media kind of gave it a lukewarm review, and I don't begrudge that, you know?
Yeah.
Their review doesn't have to line up with mine.
Right. There's a few times when I think for episode 7, I thought that they gave it a pass in areas. And I was kind of like, eh.
Well, there's it's almost two completely different reviews when you watch the review that they did on Half in the Bag, and then you watch the Mr. Plinkett review.
Yeah,
Time has finally caught up to Mike at the point where he's doing Mr. Plinkett.
Plinkett also is the character that gets away with that, right?
Yeah. They had just come back from watching it. I believe when they recorded that episode, and he had a few weeks to ruminate on it for the Plinkett review.
Right.
So there's a lot more of a fair, level-headed review in the Mr. Plinkett one. But he does still give stuff a lot of passes.
Yeah, that's what happened with me in, like, 2009. Like, when I went to see it, I saw it with my girlfriend, my then-girlfriend. And, you know, like, you're there with your girlfriend, and you're like, you know, whatever, it was whatever. And then I saw it again, and I was like, huh. And then I saw it again, and I was like, wait a minute.
Dude, I went to go see Man of Steel.
Oh, my God.
And I was, like, starved for a good Superman movie, because movies don't get Superman anymore. Yeah. They stopped after Superman 2. They were just like, well, we forgot how to make Superman movie.
Now this one's about a bank robbery.
Now this one's got an atomic man on the moon.
Dude. Like, we had 4 on VHS when I was growing up. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Evil Superman. He gets drunk.
Bad Superman. Yeah. He's powered by the sun.
It's in Man of Steel, I was like starved for Superman, and like I left the theater, and my wife was like, she was my girlfriend at the time. It's a wonder she didn't dump me. Was like, what did you think of it? And I was like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And she was like, what?
Yeah.
And like, I sat and thought about it for like a week, and I just kept being like, wow, that was really up its own ass, actually.
Yeah, that's
and eventually I watched it
dude.
again, and I was like, oh my god, this is garbage.
Yeah, I think I've seen it once, and
I saw it twice.
Like,
and I watched part of Batman vs. Superman on a bootleg.
Oh my god.
Turned it off. And I've never watched another DC movie besides Wonder Woman.
Well, don't watch Justice League, because it is fucking horrible.
I saw Wonder Woman, and it was alright.
Wonder Woman's alright, I like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's like the same story arc as like Captain America, which is like, it's like there's a lot going on like in the story wise, you know. It's not just like Wonder Woman. Then Superman and Batman are mad,
but then they have the same mother's name.
Their mom's name is both the same.
Best friends now.
It's common ground.
The Wonder Woman movie was a standard like action hero movie.
Yeah.
But it worked because all the other DC movies are garbage.
Well, and she's great.
Gal Gadot.
She's great.
And
she gets to play like a lovable, like innocent person.
She's
like
great.
a fish out of water.
And she's also like inhumanly beautiful.
Yeah, that's
that
not
helps.
that doesn't hurt. It certainly does not hurt. Yeah, she's like some kind of statue out of the Renaissance, but like even more attractive.
Yeah. We answered his further question because he asked if there were internet critics that we liked. We talked about Red Letter Media.
Yeah, Red Letter Media is really the only ones I'll watch.
That's the only
honestly.
movie thing I'll have anything to do with.
Yeah.
Video game reviews, like, I don't agree with him all the time, but like Donkey does pretty honest reviews.
Donkey is funny. He's pretty funny.
He's funny,
yeah.
and when he does reviews, he doesn't like mollycoddle a game whatsoever. He'll
he
tell
does
you
not.
the bullshit in it,
Yeah,
which I appreciate. That's like, it's one of the things I love about doing M Class with Josh is that we both will just tell you the bullshit and the thing we love.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't got time to fuck around.
Is there any specific critic or trend that you really hate? And he said that he hates CinemaSins.
CinemaSins is annoying.
I don't like CinemaSins.
Because, I mean, look, it's like an art form, and like in any art form, there's going to be like, well, this doesn't look real. It's like, well, it's because it's not real.
CinemaSins is like, well, this was a plot hole. He had a cup of coffee on his desk, and when it cuts back, there's no coffee.
Like continuity errors and shit like that.
Who the fuck
like,
cares?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, I don't like CinemaSins. What's that?
I can't stand like angry video game reviewers. Like,
yeah, they're all mad.
Video game nerd did it as a joke, and then people started doing it for real.
Yeah.
I can't stand that.
It overlapped in on itself.
Yeah, I definitely can't stand that. Video game reviewers in general tend to be like completely full of shit.
Well, James Rolfe is not like that.
No,
like I've met him many times. He's from like where I live, and like he is in the same circles. Yeah, he like back when that was a thing, that was hilarious.
It's still
like,
a thing, but it's really not the same thing anymore. And I don't really subscribe to his channel.
I wouldn't watch it now. There was a time when we were supposed to do a roast of him, so I wrote all these jokes about him.
Uh-oh. Bring him on the next emails episode. We'll tell him.
They were on my phone that died, but one of them, I remember one of them was like something about like something about like him not being as good as like something like 2006 was like the punchline, like that's how long ago he did it, and like
God.
It was really brutal. Like some of them were really brutal, dude.
Knowing you, I'm sure.
I was going full
like,
Jeffrey Ross on him.
They're like, we're gonna have a roast of you, Jeff. Who should be there? I'll be like, not Josh.
Yeah, it'll be pretty rough.
I can take it. Fuck it.
I wouldn't know how to roast you.
I'm too good. Jeff, you're not even fit to be my fucking guy who gets kicked off the podcast. I'm already crying when you step up to the podium. You already said anything.
Oh, man.
Jeff, what the fuck? I haven't said anything. It's gonna be mean.
Oh, roast.
It's, there's so much bad shit. Right? Like, everybody thinks that they're a reviewer, and the one thing about video game reviews that drives me fucking nuts is people are like, this game is terrible because it's hard.
Right.
And I'm like, not all games are meant for all people, right? Just like how all movies aren't meant for all people.
Yeah.
And
well, that's what I think the problem with, not to get in this discussion now, but that's one good thing that games have over movies is there's a plethora of games that like, aren't for specific people. They're not for everybody.
The games can be like niche for specific people, and it's like, to me, the whole argument of like games shouldn't be difficult and you should just be able to like watch the movies and the games is like, this book has too big of words in it.
Right. It's the same concept. Yeah.
And I don't know. If I play a game and it's too hard for me, I'm like, well, this game isn't for me.
Right.
And that's how I would word it in my review. I'd be like, this game just isn't really for me.
Yeah, it's not the game that I like to play. Right. But movies are specifically many times, almost all the time now, because they're they're designed to make the most money as
Oh,
possible,
yeah.
so they have to be for everybody, which is bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that either.
Like, even Star Wars movies, like, they're not for everybody. Like, stop making them for everybody. Stop putting that shit in there.
It's weird to try and make, like, Star Wars for everybody, because there's always, like, going to be a segment of the population that's like, oh, stupid, dumb space shit. I don't care about that.
Yeah, they don't want that. Or yeah, that's the one thing that I think the internet really is annoying, and that's not the internet's fault. It's the people's fault that people are just annoying.
That's true.
They just want their opinion to be heard no matter what.
Said the two guys on the podcast.
Whoopsies.
Make your own podcast, motherfuckers.
Where's your M-Class podcast?
On the topic of worst episodes, I offer a challenge. Think of
boy.
your favorite Star Trek episode and then ruin it by changing one thing.
Holy shit.
What one thing would completely undermine everything about what makes that episode great?
Well, we both love In the Pale Moonlight, and, like, the answer to that would be, like, either they find evidence on their own that the Dominion is gonna...
Yeah, like if it just turns out that
It just turns out that way, yeah.
God, that would suck.
Which is probably, like, that's what's great about the episode, though, is that it probably is there. Like,
Yeah.
it probably exists, because they're the Dominion and they're fucking evil.
They don't find any is what makes it so intriguing.
But you never hear anything about it. Like, you never hear it again. Like, is it there? Who knows? Doesn't matter, right? That would ruin that.
You know what would
for me.
ruin the episode Darmok?
What's that?
If Picard never understood what the Darmok aliens were saying. And it was just like, the Darmok alien gets killed, and then Picard gets beamed away from the monster just in time, and then they just leave.
Right. And then it's just like, well,
And you're
what
like,
happened?
what the fuck was that episode about?
Yeah, he has to understand.
That
right?
would suck.
Yeah. Or if in the Inner Light, he actually was that old man for that long, and then he just dies on that planet.
Oh, yeah, that would also suck.
And it was one of those, like, Yesterday's Enterprises where it's like, well, this happened once.
His example was that Wesley takes Picard's place in the Inner Light.
Oh my god. Oh,
And then they replace the flute with a mouth harp or something. He doesn't know.
a jaw
Lastly, I've been playing the
washtub
game
bass.
Hack by Kevin Cole after winning the code from you guys.
Hey, nice.
He was the winner in our art contest, so congratulations.
Nice. Oh,
Sam.
he made this. Okay, yeah. Nice.
Everyone listening to this right now should buy Hack. Buy that game. This is not
Buy
a sponsored advertisement. It's
HAQUE.
It's definitely not just Jeff putting his own agenda into an email when he reads out loud. For real, the game's great and it deserves more recognition.
Nice.
If being
That's
a fan
great.
of this podcast got me to play it, what's stopping you?
What a great ad for that game that we love.
Should I take a screen grab of this to show I wasn't just saying that from nothing?
Yeah, put it up. Yeah, fuck it. Screen grab that shit.
That's enough out of
Put it
me.
up on the thing.
Happy travels, Jeff and Josh. Sam.
Thank you. Great email.
That was a great email, Sam, and congratulations on winning. Our other winner was, I think her name is pronounced Ryan De Bruin, or Rian De Bruin. I think it's Rian, because her name is
Ryan?
Riuns.
Okay.
And she created little, like, finger puppets of me and Josh, and I'm holding them in my hands right now. She sent them to me from the Netherlands.
Wow.
So congratulations, you guys, and I hope you are enjoying Hack as much as Sam was.
Great email.
Definitely get Hack, everybody. It's a great game.
Fucking buy it.
Get it now, motherfuckers.
I know Kevin also likes when, if you do buy it, if you review it on Steam, if you have Steam, that helps him a lot.
Yes,
so
I reviewed
do
it.
that.
So
I also reviewed it.
Our next email is from Ross. Who's
From the Friends?
maybe.
I bet it's him.
It's probably him. It's probably David Schwimmer. He's pretending.
David Schwimmer.
Why do I remember that guy's name?
Because he's like a director, I guess, now? I don't know.
That's a fun fact of the week if it's true, because I didn't
I
know
think he
that.
directs. He's in Band of Brothers, and he's great in Band of Brothers.
Oh, yeah?
as the bad drill sergeant
I
guy.
could not imagine him as a bad drill sergeant
Yo,
guy.
you gotta watch Band of Brothers. Dude, I could watch Band of Brothers every day. I love Band of Brothers.
Well,
Holy shit.
I'll put that on my list right next to Battlestar Galactica.
Well, it's only like 6 episodes, Jeff, so you can
Ross writes, "Hey, Trek boys.
Trek boys.
Trek boys. I have really been enjoying the podcast. Thank you.
Thanks.
The beard collection with Kevin was great, and capping it off with an M-Class emails episode with him was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun for us, too.
I just finished listening to the Spock's Brain episode, and that was wild, even by TOS standards.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for how ridiculous that episode was going to be.
I didn't mention it, but when Spock walked out, like, by the remote control, like, I almost spit my drink all over the place.
Spit take. Yeah. It's fucking spit take.
I just wanted to thank you guys for doing the podcast. It's great hearing your opinions on the Trek universe and sci-fi in general.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, you're the lifeblood of this podcast. We're just the dumb head that the blood goes to.
We're just dinguses who like to talk about shit.
The fact that anybody wants to listen to us talk about Star Trek blows my fucking mind.
It's amazing. We're pretty dumb.
Yeah. 2 goobers talking about Star Trek.
Do you like Star Trek, Jeff? It's me, Josh.
Star Trek, it's my favorite.
That's pretty much how it would be.
I'm really happy you guys continued with the show after finishing up with the movies, and I can't wait to see what collection you go with after the worst episodes.
Hopefully it's not the second worst episode.
I'm not putting that on the list.
Don't put it on the list.
I think it would be interesting to look at episodes focusing on the Prime Directive and why it should be a moral dilemma when considering to break it. That's a fucking great one.
I'm
going to put that on the list as well.
Yeah, that's a great one. There's so many episodes you could do. Oh my god.
Would we end up doing one from every series again?
I mean, you could do. There's just so many. Like I can't even think of them all. There's so many.
Prime
Maybe
Directive
not so
comes
much
up
in.
a lot.
What's that?
Prime Directive comes up a lot. It doesn't come up that much in Enterprise or TOS though.
Enterprise, it comes up in the form of like, what should we do? Because there is no Prime Directive yet.
It comes up in TOS several times, situations where the Prime Directive would be into play, and they talk about, like, rule number 1 or whatever.
Right.
So, it's pretty much the Prime Directive, so...
Deep Space Nine, I don't really recall, like, a whole lot of Prime Directive.
There was a little bit. I remember hearing Cisco say Prime Directive several times, so...
It's more like a TNG.
Jeff, I have been loving the drawing sessions you do on Twitch.
I also love them, Jeff.
Thank you, guys. The audience requests you do at the end are priceless.
They're great.
That's something I could plug for everybody. I'm streaming. I do art streams and maybe a little video game playing at twitch.tv/Jeff_Pennington.
Do it. Go do it.
Go become a fan.
Follow him. Do it. It's worth it.
I am a fan of the entire Zane Tenyu universe. I'm happy I could listen to Josh talk about video games, books, football, and Star Trek.
If you tell her that you call it the Zane Tenyu universe, she'll, like, love you forever. Or you'll get some snarky remark back. Either way, it's one of those two are the things you're gonna get.
I'm hoping he finds his way onto a political podcast somewhere down the road. Thanks,
Maybe.
Ross.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
We get political on here pretty often. We're two giant fucking tree-hugging liberals, so...
Yeah, it's pretty tough, like, to avoid it, especially now, so...
Star Trek is so much about topical ideas, it's really difficult to get around it.
Yeah, you can't get around that shit, yeah.
If you don't like it, go fuck yourself.
Fuck off!
Our last email of the night is from Bam, who is the...
Oh, Bam!
Who is the artist from Pretend Friends.
Yeah.
He's also my friend.
I like Bam.
He starts it out by, it's like words I can't read. It's some sort of a greeting. I can't read it. Anyway.
What does it say?
Lwuljaj? I think that's Klingon.
Oh, it's Klingon. Yeah,
I don't know how to pronounce that because I would be Vulcan if I was an alien. So.
Oh, right.
Fuck yourself, Bam. It is I, Brigadier General Bam, son of Ron,
nice.
here with an email.
Nice. I love this.
Alright, I won't lie. I'm of the mind that the coolest species in Star Trek are the ones with some form of psychic abilities, like Betazoids or even the Vorta, despite their derpy haircuts. But I'm a big guy with long curly hair and facial hair that basically only grows on my chin, so life clearly wants me to be a Klingon.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah,
I guess Josh and I would be from the fucking Mirror universe, so...
I'm Lorca, bitch. Spoiler alert.
Spoilers! Fuck!
Whatever. Get fucked. Nobody has CBS All Access. Fuck that.
Fucking Jesus. We'll talk about that eventually, though.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Anyways. I'm sorry you journeying gentlemen, a.k.a. Trek boys, had to deal with Spock's brain, and with the brilliantly racist code of honor on the way.
Yeah,
it must be
brilliantly racist.
It must be true what they say. There ain't no rest for the dicked. I get it. I get it.
Because we have big dicks.
Good luck with another one of Catherine Power's weird-ass tribal folks stealing away white girls' fantasies.
Yo,
he knows.
For real.
Dude,
for real.
That chick has a very specific fetish.
She loves getting taken in the night by people who are not of her race.
Yeah. As I sit here admiring my high-quality art commissioned by Jeff Pennington for super affordable prices by emailing him at pennington.jeff@gmail.com, I'd have to say my personal worst TOS episode is Requiem for Methuselah.
Oh my god, what is that one?
I don't remember that one. Why don't you look that up while I continue?
Methuselah.
I can't even bother to sit through it, as everyone is written so out of character it hurts, aside from Spock, really. I get they're supposed to be acting weird because of this perfect woman who literally is just like everyone else in the 60s and has.
I've seen this one.
Well, who is it?
It's the one where like it's like kind of like a Romanesque, I believe. I think it's like Space Rome.
They do that a lot.
Yeah, they do that a lot. It might be another one, but this one I feel like I've seen this one.
She apparently looks like everyone else in the 60s and has the personality of a space 2x4. And then Leonardo da Vinci shows up, and oh my frack.
Yeah, I did see this one. Yeah, this one is dumb.
After this mess of episodes you two endure, maybe you should do like a most fun episodes? Not the best, because that'd be difficult, but just like the episodes that are the most fun.
I would love, I mean, I really want to talk about Trouble with Tribbles and Trials and Tribulations. I think those are super fun to do together.
Trials and Tribulations is so fucking fun.
It's so fun, but that could also be like a time travel one. Like there's, oh my god, there's so many things. Like when O'Brien and Kira go back to the 60s and like they're just like standing there and they're like, meet a 60s guy. It's so great. It's so good.
That episode is probably on some people's worst episodes list, but I
probably, but
love
like,
it.
If it's on your worst episodes list, you're a fucking fun-hating asshole, dude, because that's so fun.
You're probably the host of another Star Trek podcast, if that's on your most hated list. Have you ever listened to another Star Trek podcast? I've only listened to a few. Like, one of them's pretty good. I'm not going to give them a plug.
We're the only one, I thought.
I'm not going to give them a plug because they have more followers than us, so fuck them. But every other podcast besides that one and this one I've listened to is two guys being like, well, the systems aboard the ship at that time were a little outdated, and during their confrontation with the... And I'm like, fucking crack a joke, do something, be entertaining.
Don't be the stereotype Star Trek fan.
You can be.
See through what it is. Like, get a little perspective as like it's a television show.
You can be that type of guy, but just make it entertaining, right?
Right.
It's a
podcast.
Fun.
Yeah.
Something like something like a TOS episode with Harry Mudd or DS9's Little Green Men.
That's a good one.
You could do maybe Carbon Creek from Enterprise.
Carbon Creek is so good. That's one of my favorite episodes of Enterprise. I love that episode.
That is a great one. I like Little Green Men a lot, too. That's a fun
Little
episode.
Green Men, that also could be time travel, too, right? There's so many time travel episodes.
Or maybe you could do Nothing from Voyager.
I'd be in on that. I'm good with that.
Forever.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Alrighty, I think I'll end this off with a pitch it or ditch it.
Oh shit, yeah.
DS9. Plot A. No one can find Odo, and Worf is away on a mission, with the crew being...
He's a bag. He's a bag. He's always a bag.
You're not wrong. He's not wrong, everybody. With the crew being overworked dealing with the Dominion War, Garrick takes charge and helps out with security to Sisko's reluctance.
Oh, man.
We follow Garrick handling security his way with its effective yet immoral approach.
Yeah, I'm kind of into this.
I am
like
too,
this.
a little bit.
I like it. I like me some Garrick.
Plot B. Dax walks in on Kira, who is surprised and flushed. Dax notices a Bajoran pleasure device on the table and makes fun of her for it, though Kira dismisses that's what it is and suggests she'd never. So Dax takes it and stuffs it in her pocket until Kira admits to what it is. Through the episode, Kira tries to get it back while remaining inconspicuous, seemingly strongly worried about it.
This is more like a Discovery episode at this point.
It's got 2 dicks on it.
It's a Bajoran rabbit. If you don't know what a rabbit is, look up a rabbit.
Everybody knows what that is.
You've seen it. You know what a rabbit is.
Follow through. Garrick is able to uncover an Orion Syndicate plot on DS9, but pisses them off through his tactics, forcing the fleeing criminal to take Dax as hostage. When all seems lost, a gooey tentacle slips unnoticed between Dax and clobbers the criminal, knocking them and Dax to the ground.
It's a tentacle?
Dax looks over to see Odo standing over the criminal as he quips, "Looks like I got here just in time."
It's Odo was the thing.
Wrap up, Garrick now appreciates Odo's less violent approach to his work, as Odo comments on how uncovering anything from the Orion Syndicate takes some serious skill. Dax passes Kira and says she really shouldn't be ashamed of anything, and goes to give her back the device, but her pocket is empty?
Yeah.
Kira says, "I don't know what you mean," and walks over to Odo for a kiss, saying she missed him and is glad he's alright. Camera lifts up over the promenade. The end.
It's like Deep Space Nine anime. That's like a Deep Space Nine hentai.
Oh my god. He just wrote a fucking hentai doujinshi in this motherfucker. For Deep Space Nine.
I mean, I'm gonna pitch it because, like, fuck it, why not?
Why not?
I love Bam. Fuck it.
Bam
hey,
will
fuck
pitch it just for you.
There's 2 dicks. Klingons have 2 dicks now, so fuck it.
Bam is actually streaming as well these days. He's got he's got a fucking amazing opening video.
Oh,
and,
yeah?
All of his stuff is super themed after like 20s, 30s, 40s cartoons.
That's awesome.
And, you know how like cartoons have the iris in, iris out?
Yeah, always iris in, yeah.
At the end of his little opening thing, it irises in, and then it irises out on his footage that it's taking.
That's great.
It is. I don't know how the fuck
what
he
does
does
he
it.
use?
It's incredible, and then
does
his
he
art
use
is also
XSplit?
incredible.
Because I made one. I know our friend Ian Brutal Moose does like the 1960s and 50s, like, let's go out to the lobby, like he like does that stuff for his pre-roll, and I made one for us for Continue.
Yeah, that one was actually really cool too. I like that one.
Where it's just our trailers that we made as like a, and then there's like trivia. It's like a joke. It's all a joke.
It's really fun though. I like it a lot.
I don't know if I'll be able to do that every time because like people will get sick of it, but like I just want to know how he does that. Like, send us an email about how you iris in like that. I just want to.
I talked to him
curious.
about it. And he said it's an XSplit thing.
XSplit, okay, because I have OBS.
I have OBS
I don't think
as
you can.
well, so
I don't think you can iris on OBS.
like I'm right now trying to make when I have some time because I'm finishing up the children's book I've been commissioned for. I'm trying to make all the assets. Like I need an overlay and like opening video, closing thing. It's gonna be so much fucking work. But check me out on Twitch.
Yeah, no, it's super fun though.
I actually don't know what his Twitch is.
I don't either.
I know his Twitter is @BamZeram, BamZeram.
Let me look here. Let me try to find him.
But he gave me a plug that was so seamless, that was so implanted that no one even knew he was plugging. So I gotta give him one bag.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't think Continue's following him, so I
think it's
Lamplighter
Studio.
Lamplighter. That's what it is. Thank you.
It's Lamplighter Studio. And his artwork is fucking amazing.
Lamplighter.
And my artwork is good enough that he commissioned me to make artwork for him. So hit me up. You can, that's all the emails we have. So you can find me on Twitter at _Jeff Pennington if you want to talk about commissioning me for art.
Hell yeah.
You can find Josh at Henderson1983. If you want dick jokes, he's got them. And you can find both of us at MClass Podcast. And you want to send in an email.
Yeah.
You want to talk to us. You want to get with the big boys. Send in an email. You can send it to mclassemail@gmail.com. All singular.
Get with the big boys.
Yeah, get with the big boys. Send us an email.
Get with the big boys.
We appreciate every email we got. I didn't get to read all of them because, this is supposed to be like an hour-long program, and it ends up being more every time. But
well, we ramble a lot about whatever.
yeah, sorry that we rambled over your emails, everybody.
Sometimes I'm amazed. I'm not amazed because I know you and I, and we did this before we did a show together where we would just like get like into this like crazy like philosophical conversation about like whatever the fuck we were talking about, and that's what we do here, and I like it. I love it.
We would be talking in like Twitter DMs just about like fucking life and experience and fucking like what maybe humanity's future could be like, whatever popped into our heads. Then I'd look up and it's like fucking 4 hours later. It's out of control.
Ridiculous. It'd be like 3 a.m, and I'd be like, oh, I gotta like wake up in like 2 hours. I got like shit to do tomorrow.
Whoops.
Whoopsie.
This is the podcast version of that, but much condensed.
Yep. At least we're using it for some reason.
People apparently like it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that really matters, I guess, right?
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your emails.
Guys.
Thanks for being our friend.
Thank you for being our friend.
Travel down the podcast and back again.
Stay tuned next week for our Golden Girls podcast.
Hey, I love Golden Girls. It could happen.
I know you do.
It could happen.
I know you love it.
We still need to do a Longmire with Kevin.
Oh my god. Did you watch all of it?
I'm close. I'm very close.
Okay. What season? Are you on the last season?
I'm about to be on the last season.
The last season is like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's like major fan service. It's just like, here's all the stuff.
Here's everything you ever wanted to happen.
Here's like your mom's best version of Longmire.
do Walt and Henry kiss?
Oh, I mean, I don't want to tell you.
Oh.
I don't want to spoil it for you.
Anyway, we'll see you next time on M Class Emails.
Bye.
Bye-bye.